You're listening to Sit, Talk, and Listen podcast with your hosts, Payroll Rob and Xavi Bauer.
Yes, baby. Hello. What's up? It is Sit, Talk, and Listen, episode 38. Hello, Xavi.
Episode 38. Off the rip, I can only think of two athletes. I've been racking my brain.
More than me. Two more than I can think of.
I'm 95% sure they both wore the number 38. Kurt Schilling.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good one. Old bloody sock boy. That was him.
Kind of off his rocker after post-retirement, but
A little wild guy.
And then, of course, the 38 that really comes to my mind is Pavel Dimitra.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one right there.
Legend, rest in peace, Pavel Dimitra. Can you confirm he wore 38?
He wore 38. I'm confirming it.
Okay. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm confirming it right now. I remember that.
Yeah, Pavel Dimitra, blues legend, rest in peace.
Yeah, I mean, so there's some good 38s right there. When we instantly think 38, nobody comes to my mind. And honestly, I Google 38 in sports, like players across sports here who wore 38. And outside of Kurt Schilling, all these other names that are coming up here, I don't know who any of these motherfuckers are.
So
Anthony Cook, NBA players, Jeff Cross, Dale Wilkinson. Like, who the fuck are these guys?
So I basically named like the two relevant ones, right?
Yeah, I'd say. Not even enough to make a Mount Rushmore number 38s.
It makes me feel better that there was not like an obvious 30, because I was just sitting here for like the whole time, like you were kind of getting things set up. I was like, Jesus, man, this is a hard number.
NHL players like Vladimir Malakov, Dave Gashard, and Boone Jenner.
Oh, Boone Jenner, yeah. But, it's...
I don't know nothing about no Boone Jenner.
Columbus Blue Jackets.
All I know is if he's related to that Bruce Jenner, we're going to have a problem. I'll tell you that right now. I don't know.
Caitlin.
Oh, sorry. Excuse the...
but right off the rip, though, I have an important question that I completely...
Right off the rip.
Who is Ned Schneebly?
Ned Schneebly. Oh, okay. So let's see. I know the name. Let me place it. Ned Schneebly is the teacher in School of Rock.
Okay.
That Jack Black acts like it is. It's his roommate specifically. Ned Schneebly here. Yes. How can I help you?
Okay, you got it. So it's been a topic of conversation. And
Ned Schneebly has been?
Yes, because I had no clue. Brad texted me and said... He said, all you had to say was, so Mike White, creator of White Lotus, popular TV show.
Mike White, White Lotus.
I was saying that he was a former Survivor contestant.
Oh, really?
And Brand texted me, he said, all you had to say was Mike White was Ned Schneebly. And I was like, who the fuck is
Ned Schneebly?
Because I've never seen School of Rock.
Okay. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
You can't just gloss over that.
So he was
You've never seen School of Rock? No, don't go on past it. You're just trying to move past the fact that you've never seen School of Rock.
So Brand said I had to tell you on the podcast that I've never seen School of Rock because he thought it was crazy.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, 100% I agree. School of Rock's a classic, bro. What are you doing with your life?
I haven't no clue who Ned Schneebly was.
Jesus.
So he thought
Christ.
you would know.
Yeah. Ned Schneebly. Oh, Ned Schneebly here. You've never seen School of Rock?
Never seen it.
Come on, dude.
And at first I said crazy. I'm not a Jack Black guy, but then I've thought I've liked a lot of Jack Black movies.
Yeah, what's wrong with Jack Black, dude?
No, I don't know. I don't.
That's
I've just
crazy
never seen School of Rock,
dude. School of Rock's classic. It's a classic. You need to watch it. But here's the thing: I don't want to be one of those people like, man, you gotta watch the movie. It's the best movie ever, man. Like, it's a good movie. Best movie ever? Maybe
Jack
not.
Black
but it's a great
said
movie.
It's his favorite movie he's ever done.
It's good. It's good. I enjoy it a lot. I like it a lot. But then again, that's my kind of, up my alley. I love me some rock music.
But did you know that this teacher in School of Rock went on to create White Lotus? Which
No.
I'm sure you've heard about the show.
I've only very briefly heard of White Lotus, just surface level. I don't know anything about the show.
Yeah.
Don't really have any interest in the show.
No.
But I've heard of it.
Didn't have to dunk on it like that.
And now, but now I know Ned Schneebly is the guy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so
Well, that's cool. Good call for Brant for remembering Ned Schneebly. Bad call on your part for not watching School of Rock ever, Davey.
well, there it is. It's on the record.
Everybody, shame.
By next podcast episode, I'll give a rundown on my thoughts of School of Rock.
Yeah, I expect a full breakdown of School of Rock, and I need you to. Yeah, okay. There's just so many good one-liners from that movie.
We could start adding this as a segment, trying to discover one movie that maybe you and I haven't seen that's pretty
Like a classic or
well
whatever?
regarded, and then like whoever out of the two of us hadn't seen, or maybe both in some instances, we'll watch before the next week and then give a review or rundown.
Review of an old classic from somebody's new eyes or whatever.
Yes.
Okay, sure. I'm game. I'm game.
Segment titled, "You haven't seen that?"
You haven't seen that. I can't believe that.
Yeah. So,
It'll be
you know, WrestleMania happened, but we got to talk about the School Rock first. And
Yeah, School of Rock, episode 38. I can't believe you haven't seen School of Rock. That's going to stick with me for a while. But that's fine. That's fine. It's fine. It'll all be fine. It'll all be fine. You'll see it someday.
but it's
It's
April
also-
21st,
April 21st, the day after Easter this year.
day after 420.
Day after 420, that is also Hitler's birthday that we mentioned last week. But today is April 21st, 2025, and there are some national days of today's. Avi, you ready to hear some of these?
Yes.
Well, let's just jump right into it. I think I'll give you this one to start because it's kind of good. So April 21st is National Javier Day, and Javier is the Spanish version of Xavier. Hey, so there you go. In a roundabout way, it's a day to celebrate you, Xavi. What do you think?
Right now I'm thinking of some famous Javiers. I do like the name Javier.
Javier Baez.
Yeah, that is the name. The number one sucks. He sucks. He does suck, dude. Like if you pull up Javier Baez's year last year, it's just all-time bad contract.
Ooh.
Which is not fair to say on a day we're supposed to be celebrating Javier's. Any other Javier?
There was,
I like the name.
Pope Gregory becomes Pope Xavier on March 12th of 1622.
But it's not National Xavier Day.
No, but that's kind of the eminence of Xavier and Javier becoming more popular worldwide. The Pope taking on that name. So shouts out to that guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Little
Little
Javier head.
Javier Day. All right. And then we also have National Chickpea Day.
Ooh.
For all you hummus fans out there.
What's the difference between a garbanzo bean and a chickpea?
The name.
I've never had a garbanzo bean on my face.
Oh, no.
It's a great joke.
Water sports jokes. Ooh, boy. Not fun. Nope, I'm not into it. I don't know. I guess we're not here to kink shame, but I'm not into it.
Perfect setup for that national day.
Agreed. National Chickpea Day. No, I can't even say it anymore now without thinking of the stupid joke. Fuck. God damn it. Big Word Day. What do you define as a big word? Does it have to have 3 syllables or more?
Hard to pronounce.
Yeah.
Staring at it, wondering like, how do I say this? Like tumultuous.
Tumultuous,
I really struggle with that word.
Yeah, there's some. Yeah, trust me. There's plenty of words that
How do you say it? Tumultuous.
tumultuous. Now it's just gonna be we're just
That's
gonna trip
That's
over
the big word of big words.
tumultuous.
Like there could be long words, but it's not a big word unless it's hard to pronounce.
Like 3 syllables or more are the
like
the
Mississippi,
hard
not a big word. Easy to say.
Mississippi.
But that used to always be like the, when you're in 3rd grade, I can spell Mississippi. It's
True.
fucking, I hope so.
That's bananas.
Bananas.
Yeah, exactly. What? Oh man. What's the word? What they call it? Where you have the fear of big words? it's kind of it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy almost, because the fear of big words is like a big word.
Yeah, I don't know it off the top of my head. But
Let's see. Producer Tony! Look it up. Tony. This is the chance where Xavi should talk a little bit.
Well, I'm just trying to
Fear
think
of
of some
big words.
Yeah, that is the number one word. Though.
Like, are you a little fearful of tumultuous?
Yeah, tumultuous. Worcestershire.
Worcestershire sauce?
Yeah,
Bro.
What is? How do you spell it?
Hypo to monsters store. It's like the longest word known to mankind.
That's a troll.
Straight up though, I'm trying to find like a pronunciator, like a Google enunciator, so it can just say that shit. Because that's crazy. It's so long. It's so long.
Like, if you have a fear of big words, like, do you have a fear of like the word hippopotamus?
Maybe that's like where it starts.
That's level 1 shit.
That's level 1 shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude.
Like for like the big word fear.
For sure.
Like, what does that stem from? Like, why are you fearing that word? Like, are you like fearing having to read it in front of a group of people?
Could be. All right, hold on. Let's see if it can enunciate it.
Whoa,
that shit's crazy. I'm gonna play it one more time for everybody back home. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's stupid. Like, why did they make that word that long? They didn't have to do that. That seems. It's like a troll job by the scientists.
I feel like the only people who should have a fear of big words is like if you're in the fucking spelling bee.
Really?
Like,
I mean, there's some people, I guess, that like, I guess you say fearful of a big word because they're like, don't want to feel inadequate. Yes, stupid.
Yeah.
So they're like, dang, I'm a little scared of these big words.
Like, raising awareness for these things?
For raising a... No, wait, what?
What's this day? Oh, Big Word Day.
Big Word Day is today, so I'm saying we're celebrating big words, but the people that are fearful of big words have the biggest word of all to tell people. Like, how do you explain to people, oh, I have a fear of big words? They say, oh, yeah, is there a name for that? You're like, there is. I can't say it because I'm afraid. I'm afraid.
I'm a scared little bitch.
I'm a scared little boy.
Okay. Well,
so moving on from Big Word Day, unless you have any other big words you want to throw out there.
No.
Onomatopoeia. Did you say that one already?
No, it's a fun word, though.
It is.
I like fun words.
Ooh, little spicy words.
Zesty.
Fun word. Zesty, yeah. What's the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious?
Is that one word?
I feel like I remember Miss McCanny in first grade writing it out on the board.
Girl.
Oh, girl.
Your girl.
My girl. Brant's girl. One person had such an impact on so many lives. But anyway, I think she wrote supercalifragilisticexpialidocious out on the board and said, this is one word. And it's like, is it?
Big Word Day.
So, Big Word Day. Yeah, just remember those big words. And you ever had one of those word of the day calendars? You ever had one of those?
No, but like, is it like one of those, like, try to use this in a sentence today?
Sure. Yeah, I think kind of that's the point of it.
What is the word of the day?
Should I look it up? Or, I mean, should producer Tony look it up?
He should.
I don't know. I just can't get over how long that fear of long words word is. I knew it was ridiculous because I remember hearing it in the past or like seeing it in the past and being like, that's crazy that's what they decided to name that. You know?
Yeah, that's an excellent troll job.
He said excellent troll job.
The folks on a Webster.
Oh, I like it. So April 21st, word of the day according to Merriam-Webster Dictionary. Ready?
Yep.
Bodacious.
Ooh. I think of one thing when I think of bodacious.
Bodacious is used as an informal synonym of remarkable or noteworthy, as well as sexy and voluptuous. In some derelicts of the southern and midland U.S., bodacious is used by its oldest meaning, outright unmistakable.
And the best use of this word has got to be Nelly in the song Hot in Her, when he says, good gracious, ass is bodacious.
Yeah, dude, iconic. Straight up iconic.
Like,
good gracious, ass bodacious.
And he used it perfectly from the...
Yeah, straight up. Straight up.
Right? Can you think of any other time you've heard that word bodacious?
And
It is a good word, though. I might use it
I feel
more.
like it's always bodacious booty. Like, when have you not, you know what I mean? Like, that just, those two words collide together like some fine ass cheeks.
Any other bodacious asses you could think of? What's some famous bodacious asses?
Kardashians, I guess, starts off the list of bodacious booties.
Nicki Minaj.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think through the. I don't have a Rolodex of celebrity booties in my brain. I can't just
Speak for yourself, brother.
The old Rolodex. I mean, there's times when I'll see a picture of them and I'll take note, sure, but I just can't remember. I just can't remember off the top of my head right now who's got the best.
But bodacious, good word. I'm gonna try to start using that more.
Yeah. The bodacious decor of this boutique hotel is indeed it was intended to appeal to the young and hip. Bodacious decor. I don't know about it. I don't think I like that. Thanks, Merriam-Webster, for nothing.
Yeah, we gotta use it in more of a cool term than that.
It says the word gained a lot of prominence after the 1989 film Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. You ever saw that one?
Nope.
All right. Yeah, it's a classic. It's kind of a classic.
But not like how have you not seen that?
No, I wouldn't put it on the how have you not seen that list. I'd put that in kind of like the same. It's like real similar to what's Wayne's World. It's like a Wayne's World movie.
Not really my sense of humor, but
yeah. So word of the day, bodacious. So go out there and be bodacious. But other national days for today, April 21st, National Bulldogs Are Beautiful Day.
all right.
That's a popular one. Seems like people are into bulldogs, little Frenchies and whatnot.
British bulldogs.
They didn't specify any kind of bulldogs. There's all sorts of bulldogs. Just National Bulldogs Are Beautiful Day.
Little walking health hazards. Like they're
Little walking health hazards.
like they're a hazard to their own health.
Yeah, we've bred them to be unhealthy because we think it's cute. Classic humans. It's Easter Monday, International Hemp Day.
Hemp, you worked for a hemp company.
Yeah, essentially they were just doing the hemp products that were not like THC stuff. But, you know, regular hemp can be used for a lot of stuff. A lot of paper was made on hemp before cotton was really the main textile that started to take over. So hemp is very useful. Very useful. So shouts out to that one. Keep off my grass day.
That's a good one. Keep off my fucking. The most famous has got to be Stanley from Friday. I'm going to ask you one more time to please stay off my freaking lawn.
Hey, shouts out to Stanley for trying to keep a nice grass in Compton.
Remember him?
Yeah. His wife was cheating with the pastor. Bernie Mac.
Yeah, you remember it quite well.
Yeah. What do you think? They're going to be making a new Friday, I heard.
Oh, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
It's hard to recreate things from like the mid 90s, like,
Sure.
Happy Gilmore too, but I'll watch that as well.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to have
I'm not going. It's all about the expectations you have for it.
Right. I'm not going to go into it with large expectations, but I want
Just to have fun with it.
I want to have fun with it, and I want Smokey to be there.
Is he going to be?
I don't know. I haven't heard one way or
Day-Day,
another.
isn't it?
I think I heard Epps was going to be involved because I think Epps is the one that was talking about it to like the media or whatever. Was like, oh, we're trying to get this all lined up, yada yada yada. Day.
More excited for Friday or Happy Gilmore?
Happy Gilmore. I think Adam Sandler's a little more in tune with knowing how to continue on a movie without ruining that franchise because he's done it so often with his different movies. You know, doing a second one or a sequel or a follow up and stuff.
Well, all three Fridays are great movies.
The third Friday is the least.
Really?
I think so.
Friday after next?
Yeah. I don't think it's as good. It's got some entertaining parts. That's the one where they got the barbecue restaurant or whatever, and they're working as security. Top flight of security of the world, Craig.
That's next Friday.
Huh?
That's next Friday.
You sure? You sure about that?
Sure about that?
Sure about that?
Yeah, right.
No,
Am I
next Friday
tripping?
was the one where they get
No, Christmas. The Christmas one is the third one, right?
the Christmas one's the third one. And that's
Yeah.
where they're working security in the plaza where they got that restaurant. The uncle and the dad got the restaurant
Next Friday is
where he goes to live with his
said,
uncle, and his uncle was a lottery winner.
I'll get in between
Yeah,
them titties. They're all great.
yeah. So I don't know. Keep your eye out for that Friday. Oh, this is a good one.
All right. Well, Jesus.
Well, I'm just scrolling down the list and I saw this one. So yesterday was April 20th, as you know.
Blaze up.
Blaze up. So today, April 21st, is National Surprise Drug Test Day.
Oh. That's hilarious.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Okay, so now that marijuana is legal in
Like 33 states or something.
yeah, I just don't know why you can get fired for it because all right, what are we gonna?
Yeah.
You
Most companies these days, I think, only test because if it's insurance related. Like the insurance that the company has requires them to drug test their employees.
I would rather have somebody high off marijuana than drunk.
Sure, big time. But there's no test currently that could say if you're high right now or if you were high 10 hours ago.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Right.
kind of bullshit.
So it is bullshit. I agree. And honestly, I'd rather somebody be at work that's stoned than somebody that's all messed up on like antidepressants sometimes, or you can get fucked up on some Xanax. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes. Remember, Jevin.
Jevin, what a name! What a name drop!
Fucking drove the Raptor into the
Jesus.
fucking showroom door.
Jesus! Don't do Xanax, kids.
Do you remember that?
I remember the incident. I don't think I was on site when it happened, but yeah, I remember.
Classic.
He said classic. Classic.
How
All right,
was
so
your-
how about a couple more national days I guess we'll get to here. I like that, though, the drug test day. That's good. Smart. Surprise drug test day, specifically.
Surprise.
Surprise, bitch! Okay. I'm just trying to pick through some of the ones that I think will be the best
How
here.
many national days are there per day? Because I don't ever look at the list. Is there 30, 40?
Some days have more than others. Today, there is 30, yeah.
Wow.
And I'd say 30 is on the high end of days. Some of the other ones have 15, 16 days, and I just kind of pick the top 5, 6, 7 of them or whatever. Are the ones that I think are the most intriguing. This one, it's Tuna Rights Day,
Tuna?
Rights Day, like a tuna fish.
Yeah.
It's observed every year. The point of the holiday is to raise awareness about the importance of tuna and tuna-like fish in the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't care.
It's been around since 2016, brother.
Yeah, that seems like some PETA bullshit.
All right.
All right.
It's Queen Elizabeth II's birthday. She just died.
4 years ago?
Was it 4? It hasn't been 4 years, has it? It's only been 2.
I remember I remember going to the cigar lounge that night.
I remember
Downtown.
going to
British
cigar
Steve.
lounge.
Queen dead.
Queen dead.
DOA. Oh! Speaking of deaths.
Wow, yeah. 2021. Golly, 4 years.
I
What
nailed
the
it?
Fuck, dude.
Fuck yeah, dude. I know
That's
my queen's
crazy,
dead.
brother. That sucks.
I was so down with Queen Elizabeth II.
It's funny they give her a net worth here.
480 million.
530 million.
Ooh, dude.
The Queen.
I'm on it with the Queen.
Stacking it up. All right. And the last national day I will give you is National Tea Day. What do you think about some good tea?
I like tea. I like iced tea. I like hot tea. Yeah, I do like tea.
Tea's probably one of those. It's like coffee in the sense that it's enjoyed all over the world, and it's easier to make than coffee, right?
You
just
think
need,
so?
yeah. Coffee, you got to press those beans. You got to extract the juice from the bean, essentially, in a sense of like, you're running the water through a ground up bean to get that coffee water. Whereas tea, you just get some hot water and you just let that shit steep in there, and you're done. You give it the old bloop bloop
bloop bloop bloop bloop bloop bloop.
You teabag your drink.
Yeah. We've been so juvenile with the word teabag. I'd like to just be able to associate teabagging with just a nice British roast.
And do you want to know why we celebrate National Tea Day on April 21st?
Because it's the Boston Tea Party?
Because of Queen Elizabeth's birthday being today.
Oh my God, dude.
Oh my
I was just kidding, dude. Really, fuck Queen Elizabeth.
That's funny. He said, this bitch, she come in here naming these national days. The British people try to drink a tea way after the Asian people. Fucking British people.
Well, Asian, yeah. I mean, we've stolen a lot from Asian culture. That started with Marco Polo and his escapades to and fro from Europe over to Asia through gosh damn it, what was it? We're gonna move on because I'm gonna get stuck on this. I probably need another Celsius.
Get producer Tony on it, dude.
What was the route that Marco Polo traveled?
Boo, 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 boo,
Marco Polo, I should fucking know this, and I'm pissed at myself for not. Dude,
he said,
but he went to and fro and got really in.
Oh, the Silk. That's not the Silk Highway, is it?
Yeah. The Silk Road.
Silk Road. And so he was into trading the tea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big time.
Amongst other things.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, the national days didn't really lead to as much
fucking fodder.
Yes. But interesting nonetheless.
Oh well, yeah. I think some of the better ones were some of the first ones. The National Surprise Drug Test Day, that was a good one. That's a great one. And Javier Day. So shouts out to you. Oh, it's also National Alex Day. I guess we can't skip Alex's. So give some love to anybody you got for Alex.
Is Alex like the most sexual name there is?
The most bisexual name there is? Is that what you asked?
Yeah, like you could use it like Alex, boy, girl.
Most ambiguous name?
Yes.
Maybe. I was thinking Sam the other day too.
Ooh, Sam and Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Some other ones.
Bobby.
No.
He said no.
I mean, Bobby and Nikki is probably the same. Like,
yeah, kind of, sort of. But Nikki's more of a nickname for Nicole's rather than it is like a straight up name, like Alex and Sam. Well, I guess those are.
Well, then Bobby would be a nickname for Robert.
Sure.
But Alex, I mean, very common name.
Yeah, Alexander.
Who's your favorite
Alexandra.
4 Alexes that you know?
Favorite 4 Alexes that I know?
You personally know?
Gosh. Well, there's Alex Robinson. I met him about a year and a half ago, bass player.
Oh.
He's a friend of Brian's from the studio.
Oh.
Friend of mine now. We get together, jam, make some music every so often. So shouts out to Alex Robinson. Alex Sinclair, piano player. Known her since high school.
Very talented.
Super talented. Best piano player in town.
And not in town.
Other Alexes that I know personally that I like. There's probably some out there. Who am I missing?
Alex Rodaball. Alex.
Oh, it's been some years.
Alex Smith.
It's been some years. Bringing names up from 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I guess that'll round out the list. I don't know.
Alex Bless for my work. I gotta shout out him.
There you go. I don't know. I don't have a lot of.
I don't have any Hold on. Let me think before I just say this.
Just owls.
I don't think so.
Any owls?
Do I have any Alexes in my family?
Mm.
If I do, I hope they're not listening.
Yeah. We'll just shorten Alex to Al.
Big Al.
We can slide Alfred in there too.
Yeah, but I think this is about a good.
He said, "This is as far as I want to go on these national days."
Yeah.
Fucking
no, I do love National Day segment.
Move on.
I do love it, but
all right. So
I think we've kind of sucked the teeth
April
dry.
21st, 2025. You got those days locked in.
Oh, real quick. Happy birthday to my brother-in-law, Nick Senatempo.
Hey, shouts out to Nick.
Yep.
Husband of Sarah.
Yes. So.
How old?
31.
Ooh, 31. Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun? Name the artist. Yeah, you're on the right track. Female
Pink?
singer.
No.
Paramore. Yeah, you were there. Haley Williams?
Bodacious or no?
No.
Oh.
She's kind of got the Taylor Swift thing going on.
Oh, okay.
Not
Whoa.
bodacious.
Bob always taking shots at Taylor Swift.
Shots! Body shots!
Oh, Taylor. That's a ambiguous name.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That is a good one. Now you're
Jordan.
Jordan. That's another good one. Yeah. Alex and Sam might be the tops.
Yes. I do think Sam probably number one.
Mm-hmm. All right. Moving right along. So let's see. Over the weekend, Blues played their first playoff game. Game 2 tonight in Winnipeg. The game did not go how us Blues fans had hoped. We dropped game 1. But it was a close competitive game. We allowed them to take the lead with only a minute something left in the third period. So that was an unfortunate event. Now, let me ask, would you rather us lose that way with the third period, or would you rather go to overtime and lose in that sudden death?
Go to overtime.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think it matters.
Because then they got the extra fucking empty net goal and then they make it
whatever. That don't give no shit.
I don't like
empty net goal my bunghole. I watched the game. I know how it went. I don't care about
We had the
stats.
fucking lead with 9 minutes left in the third, too. And God damn it, dude. I don't even want to think. Moving on, game 2 tonight.
Oh, come on.
We
lost game 1. I'm so sad. Oh, God, that Blues. Boo.
It just is frustrating.
No.
It's frustrating.
Come on, man. We're just happy to be here.
No, we're not starting with this bullshit again.
No. Come on. Playoff experience is
I would
great.
say, yes, I will already say, unlike Mizzou, no matter what, this is not an F of a season.
Okay, so we can look at it differently.
Yes, I'm going to say that. But
because we're not the favored team going into the matchup?
That and this team was like, making playoffs this year would be a big leap, not like Mizzou.
Yep.
So I want to say that now. That does not mean that this is just, I will never have the mentality, I'm just happy to be here. That's just not how I view things. Like, not
that I'm not happy to be here, just that it's beneficial for the team to be here. Is all.
But so no matter what, even if we get swept, it's not an F of a season. We will not get swept, though.
We will not get swept. No, we're going to win tonight, and we are going to bring this series back to St. Louis tied up.
We will, and then we have home ice.
That's right. That's how I see it. Speaking of swept, the Cardinals went up to New York this weekend and got swept on right out of that town.
They got beat by the Nationals yesterday, right? Or whoever, was it Mets again?
I think it was Mets again. That was all weekend.
Yeah,
just getting bing bop boom bop bee.
Bing bop boom bop bing bop bam.
Wow. Whatever Kendrick said.
Yeah. Shit, I'm on you couldn't understand.
So Cardinals down. Battlehawks lost again, so they are now at 500. I know you're keeping tabs on that. And I want to say the soccer team also lost. See, I don't even know. We have to
suck. And
Tony, what happened with the soccer team?
Nope. Not even worth fucking the energy of Tony's fingers and brain power. Guarantee that. And while we're at it, Lakers lost game 1.
Lake Show down goes the Lake Show.
But them are the breaks. It's a 7-game series.
Oh, you know what? I take it back. The St. Louis City Soccer had a draw over the weekend. They played Vancouver on Saturday. Any guess at the score, Xavi?
0-0.
0-0 tie.
Was it?
That's correct.
Yeah. And that is 90-plus minutes of everybody's life that nothing changed.
Nothing changed.
Nothing happened. Not one ball touched any net at any point.
Nope, sure didn't. But I don't know. Does soccer do like a point system?
Not one body got checked.
Well, I don't know. That could be. I don't know. That's the case. I didn't watch
without
the game.
consequence. It's just...
Does MLS, do they do like a point system like base or like hockey where if you have a draw, there's a points awarded still?
There is, but I mean...
It's okay. Some things changed. We didn't lose.
80% of the games end in a draw.
I know. That's my one bugaboo about soccer. Is I'm just definitely not a draw fan. St. Louis City,
It's not just the fact that it's a fucking draw. It's that there's it's 0-0. That was my first guess.
Yeah. No, I know.
Please, guys, sell me on this goddamn sport because it's just crazy that it's the most popular sport in the world when so often the games end 0-0.
Mm-hmm. So it was a defensive battle.
The in-between action, there's nobody getting hit. There's some slides. There's people flopping around. It infuriates me. It infuriates me that people call me stupid or whatever.
Anti-soccer guy.
I'm not anti-soccer. Just score more. Score more.
Yeah.
Let there be some, I'd rather watch cricket. 100%.
Like, here's what we do.
Cricket is a better sport.
Here's what we do.
Cricket's better.
Okay, sure. I mean, I'll just concede that for now because I don't have any thoughts about cricket. But here's what we do to improve soccer. No more draws. Once we get to 90 minutes, if it's 0-0, you pull a player off. Now we go nine players per side or whatever, right? And then if we go another 15 minutes, it's still a draw, pull another player off for both team. You just keep taking players away, emptying up the field, making it more open for players to attack until you get a goal. Boom, problem solved. Now it's exciting. So FIFA, give me a call. Major League Soccer, give me a call when you're ready to change these dumb draws. Fucking make it some exciting things. So, I mean, we got 9 matches played for City this year. How many do you think ended in draws?
6.
3 of them.
3.
4 losses, 2 wins.
Okay. Well, a little off there then, but you just can't have it.
More draws than wins. It's like I'm just making.
We suck.
I just want a definitive answer.
Right?
I don't know. We're mediocre this year at best. It seems like. I just like resolution. Like like you said, if I've invested 90 minutes into a game.
And can I even say we? I don't follow them. I don't go to the games.
It's our city's team. They're still we. We're we.
Saying we.
You pay city taxes at a point, and so, it's us. It's us and we. Yeah, even though we're not as tied in, it's still we. Us, the city. We're St. Louisans. St. Louisans? Which is St. Louisans or St. Louisans?
And I'm trying to get the European guys keep asking about the podcast. But if I tell them to tune in first episode and I'm just saying fucking soccer sucks, dude, we're going to lose them real quick.
He's like, I don't think soccer sucks. I think that the MLS is a little lame and sometimes the draws are a little much.
Yeah.
I just need to know who I got to talk to work on this overtime, pulling players off kind of rule. Because I think that'd be interesting. A lot more fun. Anyway, I think that's all the local sports. Wrap up a little quick touch on them all. Anything else you want to add from the world of sports? You already told us about the Lake Show being down.
Yeah, I mean, Thunder won their first game by 51 points yesterday.
Thunder?
And
51 points? Who are they playing? Little Sisters of the Poor?
The Grizzlies. So, yeah.
Jesus.
And the Cincinnati Reds beat the Baltimore Orioles yesterday 24-2.
Damn.
Which is just crazy.
Damn. 24-2. You're really just hitting the ball.
I mean, yeah.
I remember there was a Cardinals game, I think, when they scored, it was 18 or 20. I felt like they got in the 20s, and it was a few years ago, a handful of years ago. 24 is a lot of fucking runs. They got to just... How many hits do you think they got in those 24 runs?
I don't know. I was looking at
Tony.
I was looking if you go to the box score. I was looking at the pitcher. I was seeing if one pitcher allowed a crazy amount of runs, and I think they had 5 pitchers, and all of them allowed at least 3 runs.
Jesus, for
the Orioles.
For the Orioles,
yeah, they had 5 different pitchers. I want to say all of them allowing at least 3 runs.
Jesus Christ. All right, Cincinnati Reds, Baltimore Orioles. That was 24-2 for the Reds. First inning, we got ourselves a tight game. 0-0 score. No score. Second inning, Baltimore has 1, Reds have 1. So, I mean, we're sitting here with a competitive game going into the third, and this is when Cincy decides to blow the doors open. 7 runs in the third, 2 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, none in the 6th, 3 in the 7th, 5 in the 8th, 4 in the 9th. Like, what's up with the 4 runs in the 9th? You know, they're just like, we're here, boys. Just keep the bats rolling.
Yeah, you probably at that point you're probably having so much fun. Like, you know, even at softball, it starts to get fun when everybody starts hitting. It gets contagious.
It does. It is.
You're
contagious.
loose. You're up there. You know, like let's see how many we can fucking put on them today.
We are on a roll, baby. So, how many hits would you guess for 24 runs?
28.
You're pretty close. 25. 25. So
Two
they must.
players went.
How
had
many
6
long
hits.
balls? I feel like there was some
3.
long ball action there.
That's my
3.
guess.
That's not bad.
I
don't know.
I did kind of peruse the box score, like so. These aren't like
Well, that's fine. Shouts out to Matt Vukovic and the fucking Cincinnati Reds putting it on.
impressive.
I guess so.
And I want to say the Orioles were on the wrong side of a 30-run beatdown by the Texas Rangers. Like 10
It's
years.
just what they do, dude. Orioles are like, we're here to provide a platform for teams to score the most runs they've ever scored.
So yeah, that was the last little
We got a little sports note to tie in for this week.
sports entertainment.
Sports entertainment. I guess we got WrestleMania was this weekend.
I know that there's been a lot of build up. I've been big into wrestling. I'm gonna try to condense this because I don't think everybody wants to get a whole fucking rundown.
I want a little bit of a rundown. I care.
Lots of obviously.
So WrestleMania.
Two-night event.
What number was it?
41
WrestleMania 41 from Arlington, Texas.
from Las Vegas, Nevada.
From Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah,
It looked like Jerry World when I saw the pictures of
No, it
the
was,
inside. That Allegiant, yeah.
Yeah, slick ass looking stadium, by the way.
It's new, yeah, brand fucking new.
But way cooler than that bullshit in
Jerry
Los
World?
Angeles. Oh, Los Angeles.
Oh, the fucking SoFi or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, SoFi.
Not Cronky's World.
The Vegas one looks really cool. It's all black,
Yeah,
slick.
yep.
They got lots going on. But, okay, so first match of Saturday was
First match.
Jey Uso versus Gunther.
Gunther. What a name.
Yeah, German.
I just want him to talk like, yeah, Gunther, yeah.
No, he's more of like a darker German character, but definitely does have the accent.
Gunther, yeah.
But
Schnitzel.
so Jey Uso has this whole thing where he goes yeet, yeet, yeet. Catchphrase is caught on. Silly things like that in wrestling happen.
Yeah, people like
The catchphrase
simple things they
and
can
his
catch on to.
charisma probably is bigger than his wrestling ability, but yet he's getting this big push because of this whole yeet factor.
the yeet factor.
The yeet
Jesus.
factor. Yes.
Put it on
So
a fucking
the
shirt.
past few weeks, Gunther has just been
Gunther.
intimidating
Is he the yeet man?
Jey Uso.
Oh, okay.
Gunther is not the yeet man.
Gunther is not the yeet man. Got it.
Gunther has been terrorizing Jey Uso, playing mind games, and a week ago just beat. Jey has a twin brother, Jimmy Uso. And
Is he also a wrestler?
Yes.
Nice.
And Jey just beat the living shit out of Jimmy Uso and then wiped his blood across his chest. It was pretty badass right in front while Jimmy was tied, while Jey was tied to the ring and had he couldn't escape. He was handcuffed to the ring and couldn't escape. So he just had to watch his brother get mercilessly beat down in front of him and then get his blood wiped across Gunther's chest.
Okay.
Savage like. I was kind of pulling for Gunther to win, to be honest, but
Gunther.
nonetheless, Jey Uso wins. First time he has won the
Yeet. Yeet.
the heavyweight championship of Raw.
Wow.
Yes.
So that was Saturday nights.
And then
that was the biggest one about Saturday, you think?
no.
What was the biggest surprise from Saturday?
Well, so here's the thing. I feel like because I'm
Here's the
so
thing.
deep into wrestling now, and I'm watching all these fan theories or all this shit. There was nothing that happened that I hadn't seen be a possibility to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Which
So you
I
weren't totally surprised by nothing?
Which I kind of want to stop doing that because I want a little surprise factor.
Yeah.
But for instance, the main event of Saturday night.
The main event.
Roman Reigns, CM Punk,
Roman Reigns.
Seth Rollins.
Steve Punk.
The big storyline
Seth
going into this
Rollins.
was Paul Heyman, who is the tribal chief. You know the tribal chief,
Nope.
Roman Reigns?
Now I do, I guess.
He was the wise man for Roman Reigns.
He was the wise man
The
for
big-
Roman
The big
Reigns.
storyline, though, was that CM Punk cashed in a favor and Paul Heyman, who's
You owe me.
supposed to be his best friend that came up. He worked for Paul Heyman 25 years ago, whatever.
Okay.
Basically says, your favor I'm finally cashing in is you are going to be in my corner at WrestleMania, not Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns like, tell him that's bullshit. You're not going to do that. Paul Heyman says, sorry, I have to. He's my best friend.
I gotta cash in the favor, he said.
Yes. Very well. Like, pretty similar to the cadence that he says. So in the fight, though, you're wondering, you know, as the audience that hasn't watched any YouTube videos, you're thinking, who's he going to choose? CM Punk, Roman Reigns. He grabs a steel chair and he's looking at both of them, gives it to CM Punk, and Roman's looking at me like, how could you? Paul Heyman gets Paul Heyman gets in the ring before CM Punk can use a steel chair on Roman. Paul Heyman low blows CM Punk.
Comes from down under.
Gives the chair to Roman. Roman beats the shit out of CM Punk with it. Then Paul was like, wait, you still got to get Seth Rollins. So Roman turns to Seth, goes over with the steel chair. Paul Heyman low blows Roman Reigns.
Man, this guy just
Turns on both the guys. And Seth Rollins ends up using that to his advantage, winning. Paul Heyman leaves the match with Seth Rollins.
Boys.
Big
New boys.
Yeah.
Big kerfluffle.
Yeah, so it was a whole...
and that's Raw, I guess, is what you're saying?
Raw, yes.
Wow.
So those are the two big ones. There's a lot of things that happen, but yeah, like I said, just spare some time. We're going to move.
No, we're doing the highlights, the highest of the highlights.
Yes,
we're not doing a complete breakdown here.
Night 2, Sunday.
Night 2, Sunday, the main event.
Well, the first fight.
The first.
I'm going to do the first and the last. Yes, because that's kind of the way
bookends
Triple
of
H
the
has been
event.
doing it. The co-main event usually opens the night.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Get people there early and
Ramped
engaged.
up. Yes, exactly. That's his train of thought as well. It was a triple threat match between Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair,
Bodacious Bianca Belair.
yeah, and the champion Io Sky.
The champion. All right.
And now this whole thing has been basically Io Sky won the championship from Rhea Ripley because she was distracted by Bianca Belair. And leading up to this fight, it's been a bunch of like it's been a bunch of Rhea Ripley and Bianca beefing and just not taking Io Sky seriously at all. They constantly just put their hand in her face to shove them out of their argument.
You stop.
And she's like, I'm the fucking champion. Like, you're not going to treat me like this.
Apparently they are.
Anyway, great match. I thought it was my favorite fight between the two nights.
Okay.
Other people like the triple threat match that I previously mentioned. Mm-hmm. I really like this one. All girls were delivering, firing on all cylinders, and everybody at the end was getting their finisher in, and it ended with Io Sky performing a move off the top rope and pinning Bianca Belair to retain her title.
Ooh, still champion of the world.
Io
I don't know.
Sky.
Sky, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I know you're saying these names, but there's a lot of weird names here. Io Sky, what the fuck we saying?
She's Japanese.
That's great. I don't know her name.
And then
The first time I heard it was 30 seconds ago when you said it, you know?
the main event,
The main event.
Cody Rhodes versus
Cody Rhodes, defending champion, versus John Cena.
Yeah, he got that right. John Cena going into the match had not won a match in 7 years.
Old
Had
Cena
not won
boy.
a WrestleMania in 10 years.
Yeah, but he's
on his
got the big
back
numbers.
9. He's on his back 1. He's on his last hole. Let's put it that way. But if
Walking
he
up,
wins,
walking up 18th fairway.
if he wins, he passes Ric Flair for the most champions.
Woo!
Yep, Nature Boy
Nature boy.
of all time. And so they're going kind of a slow fight. I think a lot of people disappointed. I expected this. John Cena's I mean, he's just not in wrestling shape.
Yeah.
He definitely isn't on steroids anymore. His loose skin.
He's definitely
balding,
not on steroids
chicken
anymore.
legs. Still in better shape than 95% of the world.
Sure.
Not for him.
I just like it. It makes me think of Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, when he has to come out and say, and I'm not mainlining PCP anymore. Get John Cena coming out, and I'm not mainlining steroids anymore.
Yeah. But so they're doing their thing throughout the fight, and then Travis Scott's music comes on.
What's his music?
It was the fiend. It was like the WrestleMania song.
Okay.
So he comes out.
Travis Scott, rapper turned wrestler.
Yeah, and
Comes out during the main event just because he thinks it's part of his job.
Well, he was a whole part of the storyline when John Cena turned heel originally. Remember, I told you he busted Cody Rhodes' eardrum. Like,
oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I forgot. Why was he there? I guess just to do this play on WrestleMania moment.
Now he's back, and
he's back to bust his ear again.
Yeah. No, Cody Rhodes did get his. Cody Rhodes gets his finisher on John Cena, going for the 3 count. Travis Scott pulls the ref out of the ring.
Classic.
And the ref, these refs are such pussies, dude. You do the smallest thing to them, they're out for 25 fucking minutes. It's crazy.
It sure is wild how it works that way. It's almost like it's planned.
Yeah, so anyways, Travis Scott pulls the ref out of the ring, hurts him, but Cody Rhodes gets his revenge for the busted eardrum, ends up doing his finisher
On Scott?
on Scott,
Nice.
the Crossroads.
Is he bleeding? I want Scott to be bleeding.
No, he
should have been.
he did his thing, kicked
Damn.
him out of the ring.
No, dude.
Then
I think Cody Rhodes should have went ahead and took it a step further because Scott busted him in the ear like that.
yeah, so while the ref's out of it, then John Cena turned heel, right?
Yes.
Pulling all the dirty tricks in the book. He's
Classic
doing
heel
everything he
moves.
can. Grabs Cody's championship.
The belt?
Yes. And goes to hit Cody Rhodes with it. Cody Rhodes grabs it.
Grabs
and then
the
there's
belt.
a wrestle. There's a
little
tussle
wrestling for
over
the belt.
Yes.
Okay.
Cody Rhodes gets it, and then you could see him having a moral dilemma. Should I stoop as low as John and use this to hit John? And Cody can't do it. He's too much of a good guy.
This is against the rules. I know I shouldn't do this.
Yeah, that's what was going on in his head. So he doesn't. Well, he should have, because John ends up getting said belt, hitting Cody Rhodes.
And that belt knocks him out because that's such a big strapping belt.
He does his finisher. Then John goes and gets the ref that's been laying out of the fucking ring for 10 minutes.
Hey, ref, look what I did.
Pulls him in. 1, 2, 3. Cena wins. He said he's going to win. He said he's going to leave WWE with the belt and
Not let anybody get a chance to win this back.
with the championship. Sorry, not a belt.
What's the difference? You don't get the belt? Don't you get the
Well,
belt?
you
with
get
the
the well,
championship?
but Vince doesn't like to call it a belt. It's the championship.
Fuck Vince McMahon, bro. I
Yeah,
don't give a
but-
shit what he wants.
So, anyways, yeah. I mean, John leaves. He said he's going.
Cody Rhodes was sitting there, couldn't believe what even happened to him.
He couldn't.
Total distress. I didn't watch it. I'm just making a guess.
Bob, what are you talking about?
That it was maybe planned.
What are you saying?
That John Cena knew he was going to leave with the belt / championship.
Yeah, he did, because he stated it for weeks.
And now he's going to be playing on this whole, I'm not going to do anything with this belt. He's going to play on that for the next 6 to 8 months. And then as we get close to, is there 2 WrestleManias a year? 1 a year?
Let me ask you, when you watched The Office,
Okay.
did you think
Okay.
that there was some foreshadowing of Jim and Pam's impending relationship?
Yes.
Did you? Did it play out that way?
Yes.
Was it enjoyable to watch?
Yeah. But I knew it because I watched that show to be entertained.
Okay.
I'm not saying wrestling's not entertaining for those who like it. I just want to.
You think Jim and Pam are Jenna Fisher and John Krasinski? They knew that that's what was going to happen as they were reading the scripts?
What do you mean?
They got the scripts, right? Or do you think it was just like, wow?
I think it was known. Yeah, that was always known from the beginning of that show that there was the undercurrent of that
Yes.
relationship.
And yet you were still entertained. So I'll just leave it at that. No more. We can't do another 20-minute argument. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay, but it doesn't. It doesn't correlate. That's all.
It does correlate.
Sure.
Anyways, I was entertained. I thought it was a good WrestleMania. You know, everybody online.
It could be very entertaining.
Like anything else. If you enjoy something and you are a hack of a human being who doesn't, like, who just wasting oxygen, and you go on and you complain about every fucking thing you watch, don't watch it. Because everybody is just, they all get on and say what they're mad about and all this bullshit. I think that you're losers.
The outrage.
The next thing you should be using a finger for is to pull a fucking trigger at a gun aimed at your head and end your miserable fucking life. Literally.
If you go online and you complain about a show, is that what you're saying?
Everything. People love to just get on and complain about shit.
Yeah.
Don't watch it. Kill yourself.
I like how that's
just
the alternative.
Kill yourself. You're so miserable. You're making the world a worse place. Kill yourself. That's not going for wrestling. It's anything in this world. If you live to complain online about things that you are using your time to do, you are using your time incorrectly. You want to be a miserable person. You're making everyone else around you miserable. Put a gun in your mouth and blow the fucking brains out of the back of your head. That is my best advice to you, because nothing is going to make you happy. I will stand on that.
Standing on business.
What do you think about that?
What do you think about that?
Good life advice?
No. People want to complain. They want to feel heard. They can go online and spit it into the ether. Nobody has to listen to what they're saying online.
Why are you spending time continuously
makes people
watching
feel
something that makes
validated.
you have this vitriol reaction?
Because they just want to feel something.
Gosh.
They just want to feel something. And if they want to go online and they complain because they didn't think it went the way that they wanted it to go,
and people,
that's their prerogative.
I know.
Nobody has to listen to them.
Oh my gosh, Nick, that you should never say that. You should never do that. Okay. Like, killjoys are the worst human beings because they can't be happy. They don't want anyone else to be happy. So yes. Yeah, that's my response.
Yeah. All right. Response to what? Did I ask a question that led to that?
I just needed to get that off my chest.
Okay. Was it
because it's anything I like. If I like a TV, you know what? When I listened to TMA, the show took a turn for the worse. Guess what I stopped doing? Stopped listening. What I did not do, what I do not like to make a habit of doing, is getting on and being like, I'm going to keep listening to the show and get on Reddit and complain about the show.
Mm-hmm. Some people, that's just their prerogative, man. That's how they like to do. They want to complain about everything. That doesn't mean it needs to be listened to. You just go right through the complaining. Yeah, you know, some people just want to be miserable, I guess.
But maybe a little too far.
I'm just trying. I was just continuing the bit about wrestling.
No, this was not directed at you at all.
And all of a sudden, I'm being told to put a gun in my mouth.
No, that was not you. I'm not. This was not you. I'm talking about all the YouTube comments, all the internet shit that I've been seeing, and it's like constant. It's just miserable. These people are fucking miserable. Yeah. I mean, this is not. I was using this as a platform.
People are more motivated to do something when they feel like they've been quote unquote wronged or they're not getting what they expected an outcome to be. They're more driven to action by negative than they are positive. You know that? You know what? How you can prove that? I'm trying to talk and all of a sudden you're talking. Sorry. I don't know what's happening here.
Go ahead.
Jesus.
Go ahead.
People always will take the route when something negative happens before if something good is happening. So you just always have to remember that context, that no matter if there's people, whatever they're saying online, and they're being stupid about this, that, the other thing, odds are there's a way larger majority of people that thought it was good, that liked it, that just aren't saying anything because we don't. If you enjoy something, you're not going to go online and just be like, that was awesome. Some people will, but the majority of people won't. You know, just be like, that was great. But if you have a bad experience, the first thing you're going to do is go online and look for validation. You're going to go online and be like, I was angry about this. And you're going to try to find other people that agree with you that, oh, you should be angry about that. So that's all they're doing. People seeking validation. Same thing happens with restaurant reviews, right? You know, if you have a great experience at a restaurant, you're not as likely to leave a review even though you had a great experience. But if you had a bad experience, the first thing you're going to do is go to fucking Angie's List or Yelp or whatever and leave a review so you can have other people be like, yeah, I had a bad time there too.
And that's not even the people I'm talking about. But imagine going to a restaurant you had a bad experience with. You leave a review. Bad.
I'm just using it
Then
as an
you
example.
go to that same restaurant 2 days later.
Right.
Bad experiences. And then you do this every 2 days for the next month.
I've been trying to like this local restaurant, but they just keep giving me the same garbage.
That is who I'm directing this at.
Yeah, people do that, especially when it comes to things like
That's
wrestling or sports or
insane.
music or TV shows. Because they believe in their minds that I like this when it used to be another thing. It's changed now, and I don't like this change, and I'm going to always complain about it, but I'm still going to like it because I was a fan of it beforehand. Now it's changed, and it's different, and I'm mad.
Yeah.
That's just the way that people are, man. Don't let it make you so angry. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I don't walk around with this anger. It just triggers
It seems
something.
like you're a little triggered,
I got triggered.
and you want people to pull the trigger.
Maybe a little hyperbolic, but I'm realistically, if I'm being logical, what I really do wish, because that's dark, and I do get a little caught up. I'll try to reel it in. What I do hope is that these people could somehow find something that makes them happy. They could spread some joy, not be miserable. Mm-hmm. I do think that when you get to that place and that you are so overwhelmed with just wanting it to be, I don't see a turnaround.
Yeah.
So I was saying that more of like, I don't know what else like you could do to find joy. I think you're past the point of like even being open to that. So maybe in the misery, but that is because I shouldn't say that.
Well, like I said, some of these people in their minds is like whatever they're complaining about was the thing that brought them a ton of joy, but now is different or whatever. And so they're like, I want to love this, and this is my biggest joy, and I'm just so angry with the direction that it's going now. Like that's kind of how it seems like people get that to that point.
Yeah. Yeah, but shouldn't say that. I'm sorry.
That's all right. You gotta go on the rant sometimes and tell people to murder themselves.
I'm not suggesting that people do. I'm just saying if you're ever that miserable,
with everything. Oh, bad idea, jeans.
How do we fucking pivot out of this?
Pivot.
That's title of the fucking episode. If you're that miserable. No. I'm sorry. Please don't kill yourself. Find happiness.
Yeah, there you go. Find happiness. Let's see. What did
I
I
really
do?
do mean that. I'm not just saying that to save my ass.
I hear you.
I got drug.
Yeah, and I pull you back.
Yeah.
No, I agree. There's people out there that seems like the only joy they get out of life right now is being negative and being the Debbie Downer of a situation. So that's not untrue.
I
There's
just don't think you should want to make other people like miserable.
Yeah, don't shit on things people enjoy.
Yes,
I agree. I just do it during wrestling because it's fun.
Yeah, it's a bit.
It's a bit. Sketches and bits. So moving on, I'm trying to think about what I had going on this past week. Busy week. Last week in the landscaping world, just trying to springtime, get everything going. Plants in the ground, all that kind of. Pants on the ground. Plants in the ground. Pants on the ground. Anyway, I had a gig Friday night at old Bobby's place in Valley Park. Shouts out to Bobby Plager.
What was it Friday night?
What was it Friday
It
night?
was Friday night.
I had a gig this past Friday night at Bobby's place in Valley Park, is what I was saying, yeah. Bobby's place. It used to be a period of time where we spent some time hanging out at Bobby's place.
Often.
John Rennick.
Loyal listener.
Leaving it at that. I got nothing. Love John.
Here we go. Hey.
Making moves.
Hey.
So that was Friday. Saturday, let's see, did some stuff around his house. Got some lunch. I don't know. Nothing too exciting, I guess, on Saturday. Watched the Blues game. I already talked about the Blues game. Got some gigs coming up this weekend. I'll be in Troy, Missouri at the Troy Honky Tonk.
Hey, I'll be in Troy this weekend.
Oh, JV's going to be in Troy?
Yeah.
Nice. Isn't it ironic?
It is.
It is kind of ironic. Because, I mean, I didn't book this gig knowing you were going to be out there, and it's not like you were planning on going out there this weekend because I'll be playing in Troy. No, you guys are having a little draft hoo-ha.
Draft day extravaganza.
So you're getting together Thursday, I guess, for the first round?
Out there Thursday night and hanging out till Sunday.
Yeah. Do you guys even watch the later rounds? Like, is there entertainment?
Later rounds
in them?
are important for us because we're in a dynasty fantasy league. So these running backs that are going rounds 2 and 3, and even some receivers,
Yeah.
the teams that they fall to and stuff are going to have implications on who we take in our rookie drafts for dynasty, which is a hyper competitive dynasty league. So yeah, I'm very excited. I've been watching, shit for the draft since the season ended. So.
Yeah. All right, NFL draft coming up. Big excitement there. Who's the top 3 picks? Come on, just give them to me.
Top 3 picks will be Cam Ward to the Tennessee Titans, Travis Hunter to the Cleveland Browns, and hopefully Abdul Carter to the New York Giants.
Abdul Carter. I don't know that name.
Defensive end, outside backer from Penn State.
Oh, okay.
Very
Yeah,
similar
yeah,
to Micah
yeah.
Parsons. Same
Yeah.
number and everything, same build. By God, I hope the Giants take him because if not, New England's going to get him. And that is bad news Bears.
No, bad news Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, Shadur Sanders could go 3. I think, yeah.
Is he? That's Deion's kid.
Yeah,
And they don't know if he's going to be a quarterback or a.
He's quarterback. He's going to be a quarterback. He's not very fast. Like, he's not.
Who else was? Isn't there Hunter? Travis Hunter could be the 2-way guy.
That's who I said number 2 to Cleveland Browns. I know I ran through it quickly, but
Yeah, I gotta keep up here. I don't know.
yeah.
But he is the 2. He could be a defensive back or a wide receiver. Is
Correct.
that the plan? Is that what they're saying?
Going to be both. He says if he's not both, he will not play in the NFL.
Good luck, buddy. They don't bring players on to be both. Like, why do you got to be like? Why do you got to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
dude,
nobody was ever Shohei Ohtani until Shohei Ohtani.
yeah, but that's a little different. The physicality needed in baseball to play both sides is not the same as playing offense and defense at the NFL level.
I am interested to see. Like, I've been on I was on your camp, but Travis Hunter is kind of making me think with how confident he is that he can do both full time. Like, I'm at least interested to see it play out.
I don't know. Here's what I got to say. Once you get to that level, if you're splitting time between trying to be great at 2 positions, you're not going to be great at 1 position. You know what I'm saying? Because all these other players are spending all of their time to be as great as they can at that 1 position, and you're trying to spend your time being great at 2 positions. It's just not going to work. Sorry.
All right.
Good luck. It's not going to work. I'm calling it now. He's going to have to pick one way or another in the next couple of years, is what I say.
And if you remember running back phenom Ashton Genty from Boise State, he will be locked in at number 6 to your Las Vegas Raiders.
Raiders of Vegas. Okay, cool. Well, NFL draft. We're looking forward to that coming up this week. And I guess while we're talking drafts, we might as well hop into our drafts for our Mount Rushmore this week. What do you say?
It's a big one, and this is going to be the list that we leave the most people off of. We could probably even expand it, but it wouldn't be Mount Rushmore.
No. Mount Rushmore is, Mount Rushmore is your top 4. And today, if you guys...
the last 100 years.
If we listened to last week's episode, you'll remember we mentioned that we are going to do Mount Rushmore of historical figures from the last 100 years.
Most influential?
Well, see, we tried to have this conversation before we recorded. Should we think of our historical figures as being the ones that were the most influential, or just the ones that are the most name recognized, like the highest brand name, if you will? Like, what's our bar? Like, what are we trying to look for here?
I'm going into this. I'm not picking best person or kindest human.
No, it has nothing to do with the people. Like,
I am taking
who they were.
who I think made the biggest impact on the world, society as we know it.
Okay. Yeah. Good and bad societal
Doesn't have
impact.
to be name value, not
Or
most
known names.
followers on Twitter.
Sure. All right. I can agree with those parameters. So, are we gonna flip for first pick, or what are we gonna do here?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So let me grab this chip. I got the Office chip. So we got a side that says The Office and the side that's blank. So Xavier, call it in the air.
The Office.
He's calling The Office. Flip the chip, and it has landed on the Office side. Would you like first pick, or do you want to defer?
I'm going to defer.
Xavier's chosen to defer. He wants those back-to-back picks so he doesn't get left behind. So that leaves me with the first pick. With my first pick for my Mount Rushmore in the April 21st Mount Rushmore picks, I will... all right. I'm going to just pick Hitler. He's the name.
Fuck, dude. I thought for sure. Damn it. I
wasn't going to.
Yeah. God.
You guys, you have to. Like, it is.
It's the pick.
God. I
was hoping that you weren't going to do it.
A guy who was very, very unimportant in his early life. In the first 20-something years of his life, he was a nobody. Has come to be known as one of the... here's the thing. He was more of a figurehead than anything, but he obviously had a lot of awful ideas that he, put out there into the world, and the German party sucked in those awful ideas and then acted on them as he became, a dictator and a chancellor of Germany. So as shitty of a person and awful of a human being as Hitler is, he probably has to be the most recognized historical name in the last 100 years.
Definitely has probably left the most impact on the way...
It changed the whole world. I mean,
yeah.
Changed the entire world.
Damn it, man.
And that was only 80 years ago. I mean, he came into power in 1920-something, but, World War II was 39 through 45 or something.
Well.
So, Xavi, you got the double picks now. I will throw the ball to you.
I'm going to take Albert Einstein.
Ooh, E equals MC squared.
Yes.
I like that. Einstein's easily recognizable.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of his theories and some of the ways that he was ahead of his time as far as thinking and stuff kind of catapulted. And while, obviously with some of the theories he have been kind of proven to be maybe a little off. If it wasn't for him, the scientists and physicists
they wouldn't have been searching for certain things if it wasn't for his ideas.
No, I think the impact that he made and his brain has led to it's going to be going on for the next thousands of years, I think.
Yeah. And interesting enough,
theory of relativity.
Yeah, that's a big one for sure. But the interesting thing about Einstein is his life and where he ended up in his life was affected by Hitler. He was a German citizen, and he came to the United States when he realized, the Nazi party, what they had in mind, and when they were coming to power in Germany. So that's a name that's tied into Hitler a little bit too. So Albert Einstein, that's a good one. That's a good one. Your next one?
My next pick will be James D. Oppenheimer.
James Oppenheimer. One of the lead
father of
scientists.
The atomic bomb.
On the atomic bomb.
Obviously led the Manhattan Project.
Mm-hmm.
And if it wasn't for him, I mean, it's another thing. How different is,
like, the whole world is basically, we're all just holding guns to each other with this nuclear bombs. Everybody's being held in the check in a way because of nuclear power.
Our first three picks, and obviously that just shows how impactful that war was, because our first three picks, all three of those kind of intertwined in that timeline. Obviously, Albert Einstein was kind of towards the end there, but if it wasn't for him, James D. Oppenheimer doesn't have some of the...
Einstein paved the way with his theories and research for Oppenheimer to expand upon that. Like, Einstein helped in the atomic studies, and so that could have been easily a German bomb had
obviously
those scientists stayed in Germany.
100%, yeah. And Oppenheimer, not only was he the father of the atomic bomb, but like I said, the leader of the Manhattan Project and all those physicists at the time that played such a huge impact and important role in World War II. And I'm a little bummed. I was going to go Hitler, Einstein, but I am happy.
I'm a little bummed. I was going to go Hitler, Einstein. Instead, you had to go Einstein, Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Still some good ones.
Okay.
All right, so the ball is back to me. Historical figures in the last 100 years.
You get 2.
I get 2. Yep. I think we'll go JFK for my next one.
Mm-hmm.
Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. You know, I think JFK. Now, you know, maybe some of that historical significance has to do with how he went out. You know, how he died in such a shocking, dramatic, and public fashion.
Not shocking to the government, but to the public for sure.
That's mostly what I mean.
Yeah.
So who's to say that if JFK served a regular presidency and, you know, lived a long life and then passed of, you know, at a regular old age, would his name and legacy be as upheld as it kind of is today? You know, everybody knows JFK. Everybody knows of that story. And so I think the way that he died catapulted him into that, you know, massive historical figure for the last 100 years. And so I'll put him as my second pick. Third pick from the same era, we're going to go Martin Luther King Jr. Seems like I am just sliding Xavier's picks.
Damn it, dude. Would you have taken Oppenheimer if I didn't?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was very important. And I, you know, we say important just meaning like a very significant historical figure in the last 100 years.
Man.
Well, Xavier, sorry to keep you hanging. But Martin Luther King Jr., he was the spearhead of the civil rights movement, and obviously still has large importance today. So for sure, has to be on my Mount Rushmore of historical figures. Now, I don't know that some people might be angry. I got a Mount Rushmore that's got Hitler and Martin Luther King on it somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now Xavier with his last 2 picks. Well, he's working on it. Milling it around in the brain.
Yeah, fuck, man.
It feels like it should come, like the names that should be the names I feel like that we're picking should be the ones that come to the top of your head, you know.
Oh, but there's a lot, so I'm just trying
there are a lot to
I'm just
decipher.
trying to figure, yeah, there's a lot at the top of my head.
Well, you can work through it, you know, some honorable mentions. You don't have to commit to any one of them
yeah,
until
but I
you
don't want
decide.
to say all the names in my head because like one of them I'm going to pick. I am going to go.
You got 2 picks. I don't have another pick until you've made all yours, so I can't steal nobody anymore.
Maybe
Yeah, get closer to that mic, friend.
I'm going to go with Osama bin Laden.
There's a name. That's a big name.
Yeah, obviously.
And I mean, his global impact of his reign and time is large. You know,
Still being the effects still going on.
yeah, we have to go through TSA because of that motherfucker.
Yeah, and all kinds of stuff, and obviously the war on terror and all that stuff that came from actions that he led. Conspiracy theories aside, well, no matter what your theory is, Osama bin Laden did play a large role.
Now, do you
in that.
think that Osama bin Laden is just like a historical name that has its most relevance in the United States? Do you think worldwide
think-
it holds the same
I think it does
weight?
I think it holds the same weight.
Do you think
Because
Saddam Hussein's name
it
is more?
was between
Sure.
Saddam and bin Laden. But bin Laden, I think that name's going to live on forever. And I do think it's going to have huge. But my last pick, fuck. I'm going with. See, I'm trying to think now. Do I want to go world significance or like American significance, which I think
Just
ties in.
We said, yeah, historical impact in the last 100 years. You know, who's your Mount Rushmore of historical figures from the last 100 years? Could be anything. Whatever you think is the tops. The old tippity top.
Okay, well,
Really?
I'll go less serious and more of the impact that he made on, and we talked about him a lot last week, and I am going to go Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson, yeah.
I have huge amount of respect for Jackie Robinson and the impact that he made, at least on, local sports. But I feel like it did have shockwaves throughout the world, and I think that the stuff that he had to endure and go through to basically change and pave a whole way for sports, which it has a huge impact. Jackie Robinson has I think that is a name that will live on forever for a lot of reasons. I have a lot of honorable mentions, but I was going to let you get your last pick. But Jackie Robinson.
And then we'll go through any honorable mentions. All right. So you want to recap your Mount Rushmore for us real quick?
Yeah, I got Albert Einstein,
Albie,
James D. Oppenheimer, Osama bin Laden, and Jackie Robinson.
That's an nice little crew.
Yeah, you see them everywhere together.
You see them everywhere together. They were at Fonzo's last week. The steakhouse. Sloppy steaks at Giuseppe's, dude.
That'd be a random four.
Wouldn't it though? All right. And so let's see. I have Hitler. I have JFK. I have Martin Luther King. And I think if we're going to talk about historical figures from the last 100 years, that the list would not be the same if we don't have. You thought that I had it in the chamber. I don't have it in the chamber.
Can I replace Osama bin Laden?
Yeah, do what you want. It's your list.
Take a third pick. Getting rid of Osama bin Laden.
Get out of here.
Take
Osama.
Joseph Stalin.
Oh, Joseph Stalin. That's a good. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Because that does. I had a name that I was thinking earlier.
I feel like that he had way more of an impact.
Yeah. So my last one will be Churchill, Winston Churchill. Same idea. I mean, yeah, these are some of those historical figures of that World War II time. Completely shaped the world that we're in today. I mean, the decisions they made, the choices they made, the actions they took, completely, shaped the world as we know it today. So I think that it's only right that so many of those World War II names are on our lists.
Mussolini left off.
Yeah, he was just under Hitler's thumb, dude.
Would you agree that Stalin is more impactful than Osama bin Laden?
Yes. I mean, there's a whole country, right, that's sitting there building off the blocks that Stalin laid.
Yeah.
So
that's what I had
to
go.
No, that's a good amendment. Amendment?
Yeah.
Yeah. You changed it up. I like it. That's a better pick. But I think I'll have to go Churchill.
Yeah.
He made a lot of choices that were hard choices to make for the British to have and the Allies to have success in World War II. So that rounds out my list of Hitler, John F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King, and Winston Churchill.
I mean, I think that those 8...
What a dinner would that be?
The 8 names we picked were,
pretty significant names.
Yeah.
If I have to...
If I do say so myself.
Now, what honorable mentions were you thinking of?
Pablo Escobar.
Yeah, significant.
Had a huge impact on, more than one economy. Ronald Reagan came to mind, just not because of the war on drugs, but also because of Reaganomics and some of the local, obviously American politics and things that he put in place. Reaganomics, obviously.
Time will tell on this one, but it seems like Donald Trump's probably...
And Putin. But
we'll know in 60 years if those names are held as... historically significant as names like Hitler and Mussolini and Stalin.
I think there's a reason that one of the early, the later picks we had was from the 60s because we have the beneficiary of hindsight.
Yeah, seeing how it played out.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard now to say this person is going to have this impact.
Oh, you know who else is another honorable mention that I was thinking of? Tim Cook or Zuckerberg.
Mm-hmm.
These are names that are going to Bezos. These guys are going to be names that are remembered for hundreds of years from now, because the impact that they've had on our world is fucking crazy, and how quick they've done it.
Bill Gates.
what's his Steve Jobs. That's what I was
All
thinking with
these
Tim
people,
Cook.
yes.
Too. You know, the iPhone, all that action.
Yeah.
But those are like the biggest names in tech. Fucking Elon.
Yeah, and if we did this list, 100 years from now, these might be some of the names, but
These
still,
are a few of the names that we'd say.
but yeah, it's just hard to look at the current
Right.
world that we live in and picture it without the guys that we took.
Yeah. No, they had long-standing, because they're just named. Like I said, you can name any of those names, and everybody will know who that person was or what they, at least what they were tied into.
Maybe not Oppenheimer. That's probably the least popular name.
Probably, but essentially because it became part of like a pop culture in the last 2 years with the movie, it became much more.
I first started hearing of Oppenheimer when I got like really into World War II and all that stuff. Probably like around COVID and a little before that.
I think for me, I first really got to know Oppenheimer's name after I found out about like the Oppenheimer effect.
I mean,
so the Oppenheimer effect being like you've done something and you can't put it back in the box, and like you essentially, regret that something that you did, even though it's it could be a net good, but it's like you have to wrestle with whether or not what you did was the best thing for society or not. Kind of like the Oppenheimer effect.
well, I watched School of Rock. I would suggest you watch Oppenheimer because I thought it was probably one of the better movies I've seen of the last 15 years.
Okay, I will, I guess. But
Einstein also in it.
Zuckerberg can be thought of as like a modern Oppenheimer. He's created something that he in his mind thought was right to create, but it's had such a large societal impact
But really,
that he didn't think through all the outcomes of what he was creating.
would you have Zuckerberg if it wasn't for Tom from MySpace?
Nope. Maybe, but probably not, because he sees the popularity of MySpace and is like, I can create a site that does that and do it better, and that's what he
Which I
did.
think in a lot of ways, MySpace was better than Facebook. You didn't get into all your politics and all this stuff. You
But
could
it was-
customize your page. It was more harmless.
Well, sure, but that was also in the infancy stages of social media when it was all more harmless.
MySpace was great.
Take me back.
And maybe, like you said, maybe it's, romanticizing the past.
It is.
But
Because that's what Facebook was when it first came out. It was like a picture and like a couple lines.
share your thoughts.
And it's like, what are you doing today? It wasn't like this whole meme society and videos. And it wasn't like what it is today at all.
Algorithms hadn't been quite figured out yet.
Right. Yeah, fucking algorithms, dude. All I know is Jamie's been getting more fucking political videos on her timeline than anything in the world. And I'm like, were you getting all these videos before the election? She's like, I don't know. I was like, I bet you weren't. They're just trying to rile her up. Just like any other online shit.
Falls right into it.
Yeah. So anyway, that's our Mount Rushmores of historical figures. If we left any off that you guys think should have been obvious, let us know. If you got ideas for next week's, I don't know if you've been thinking ahead, Xavi, if you got ideas for next week's Mount Rushmore or not.
We had mentioned a few things like in the chamber. Do you want to go back to like food, make it lighter? Do we we can.
I do like food, but it doesn't have to be food.
We'll discuss off air.
We'll kick it around. We'll kick it around.
Before we wrap things up, as we usually do after this segment.
Oh, you figure that's the end, huh?
What? Oh, is it not? Do we have more topics on the dossier?
I don't know. I just always like to act like we're not going to end it when you talk about we're going to end it.
I just want to say, if you are feeling really down, and if you are miserable, talk to somebody. Killing yourself is never the answer.
That's facts.
And I feel overcome with guilt about my rant. I let it get to me. I never believe that you should kill yourself. I do not ever think that is the answer. I feel like there's always greener pastures ahead. You got to change your mind state. And if I really was giving advice to somebody who was miserable, it was that You just gotta
Take some inventory.
change things around, do things differently, force yourself to get out of bed when you really don't want to, and talk to somebody, anybody.
Yeah. That's good advice.
Don't kill yourself.
Don't do
That
it.
is how I feel.
No, I agree.
And I am sorry for my previous statements.
Yeah, and it's good to cover that within the same episode, so people aren't waiting on bated breath for that next week.
It's been on the back of my mind since I said it, because it's not really truly how I feel. I get riled up, I say things.
He's got a little ranty. He wanted to go on a little ranty. A little banty ranty. Anything exciting coming up for you this week? The draft? I know we talked about the draft.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the whole weekend. I'm excited to just take a step out of work life, get out an hour away, spend time with people I really care about, and hopefully just have a really good time. And hopefully seeing you out there.
I'll be at the honky tonk on Saturday night.
Out of my element in more than one way if I'm there.
Boot scooting boogie baby.
So
I guess that's what we're doing. I'm doing that on Sunday. Trying to think what else is going on.
I thought it was Saturday.
The gig is Saturday, correct?
Yeah.
What did I say?
Sunday.
No, I was just trying to say someday.
Someday. Okay.
Someday. Oh yeah, good song. No, I don't know what else is happening this weekend. Nothing. We got Blues tonight. Big game 2. We shall see how that goes. By the time we get together next week, we'll be past game 4, I guess. So keep our listeners are on bated breath to figure out how it goes.
Won't be in this good of a mood next week.
Yeah. Not ready for the Blues season to end quite yet. So let's go Blues.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well,
that'll probably do it.
Love you all. And